She was the most admired girl in town. At just 18 years old, she was beautiful, confident, and full of life. But she never expected her nanny to tell her that day that her parents had secretly arranged a marriage for her. Cecilia froze in disbelief. The parents who had loved her since childhood had completely ignored her own wishes. What was even more unbelievable was that the two families had only just met for the first time. While discussing business, the fathers drank a few glasses of vodka and casually decided their children's marriage. Cecilia knew her father's personality too well. Once he made a decision, there was no room for negotiation. Her sadness and frustration had nowhere to go. Cecilia decided to ride out on horseback to clear her mind. But unexpectedly, the carriage wheels struck a raised stone on the road. The horses were startled and suddenly began running wildly. Cecilia was thrown around violently inside the carriage and could not keep control of it. At her most desperate moment, a strange man suddenly rode up from behind. He slowly approached Cecilia and finally pulled her onto his own horse. Cecilia was extremely grateful to him, but the man remained humble, saying it was nothing more than a small favor. Then Cecilia asked for his name, but his answer completely shocked her. Count Marcellinikov. That was the exact name of her fiancé. Feeling embarrassed, she quietly told him her own name. The man was equally surprised and delighted, because he realized she was the name of his future bride. But just half a day earlier, Count Marcellinikov had strongly rejected this arranged marriage. Perhaps in the eyes of others, he seemed to have the perfect life everyone dreamed of. He was the son of the wealthy businessman Makar. One day, all of his father's fortune would belong to him. But ever since childhood, his father had controlled every decision in his life. And deep inside, the freedom-loving Count wanted to choose his own path. He refused to let his marriage become a sacrifice. He had always dreamed of escaping his father's control and owning a ship of his own. He wanted to decide his own future. Makar had already prepared the documents to transfer the shipping business to his son. He had also made the conditions clear long ago. As long as his son agreed to the marriage, the entire shipping business would immediately become his. But the Count refused to compromise. Because of this, he had a fierce argument with his father. In a fit of anger, he stormed out of the house. But fate always creates unexpected connections. A sudden carriage accident ended up bringing him and Cecilia together. The moment he saw Cecilia, he was deeply captivated by her elegant and charming appearance. And Cecilia also developed genuine admiration for him. Because of his courage and willingness to save her, the resistance they once had toward each other slowly turned into affection. On the day of the wedding banquet, Cecilia happily prepared everything for the celebration. Finally, the father and son arrived. Cecilia and the Count's eyes met instantly. The two looked at each other with affection. Neither of them noticed Makar standing nearby. His eyes were also fixed on Cecilia. It was the first time he had seen his son's future bride. The girl's pure and extraordinary beauty immediately captured all of his attention. While everyone was celebrating the couple, they began discussing the wedding date. Suddenly, Makar, who had been drinking heavily all evening, stood up. He started speaking in a strange way. First, he expressed his longing for his late wife. Then, he said he had been searching for a woman who could become the true lady of the household. And today, he had finally found her. Everyone looked at him with curiosity and anticipation. No one expected that the person he announced next would be Cecilia.